I guess it's me. This has been one stupid year. Racism, pandemic, panic, fear. We can't gather as we would like, but we're fanish nerds, and that's all right. If things were different, we would all go to the capital of Ohio. But it's not safe to gather, and so welcome to our virtual show. NASFIC 2020's online, socially distanced and doing fine. Last night they finished the DNC. If they can do it, so can we. So many guests, not far to roam. You can watch from the comfort at home. So many cool things to learn about, and you can join in with a Discord account. So here we are at the NASFIC. Finally made it at last. I'm your host, and let's get on with the show. I didn't have the chance to write that last verse, so I'm kind of vamping this right now, but that's okay. Welcome, everybody, to 2020 NASFIC. Greetings. How are you doing? My name is Tom Smith, and I'm your Toastmaster for this weekend, and I'll be introducing everybody one at a time. We have little intros for all of the major guests. We have so much going on. It is going to be a lot of fun. I am very pleased and proud and humbled to be proud and humbled. That's a lovely dichotomy. I am very pleased and flattered to actually be the Toastmaster this year for NASFIC. My credentials for such, I've been in an active fan and active in filking since 1985. Just for perspective, that was the year that Ronald Reagan was re-elected, and I have a whole bunch of music. I think you'd like a lot of it. I have 3 concerts this weekend. One this evening at 6, one tomorrow at 7. That one's a serious one because usually I do comedy, and another one at 1 o'clock on Sunday. I, like everybody else, have all kind of programming all weekend. We will have a blast, and I really, really hope that you join in. And yeah, so first thing. After the first thing after that is our guests. And the first 2 guests, 2 men who've revolutionized one of the most famous worlds in fantasy and science fiction. Brian Herbert and Kevin J. Anderson have a lot of excellent work on their own. Fantastic books, great stuff, stretching the boundaries of science fiction. But together, they have continued the legacy of Brian's father, Frank Herbert, and extended the series of Dune novels to encompass tens of thousands of years of future history. It's really a huge, astonishing piece of work. They're both great guys, and they are your 2 first guests of honor. So if we could go to them, thank you so much.
Hello.
Hello. Well, we're here at opening ceremonies for NASFIC. I'm Kevin J. Anderson.
And I'm Brian Herbert. Nice to be here.
Well, we're not here, but we're here virtually. Well, it was easier to travel this way by doing it by Zoom, but we wish you could have been there. We're both very honored to have been picked as guests of honor for NASFIC. It's a little bit strange to not be there, but we wish we could be. Brian and I have met lots of fans, and we just really wish we could be there in person.
Right, and in the background of Kevin there, you can see the planet Arrakis. There you go, with its 2 moons. Very nice.
And Brian's got a sea painting behind him, so we can imagine that's Castle.
Well, I don't like people craning their necks to see what I've been reading, so I don't do the talking head in front of bookcases.
Okay. Well, anyway, we're at opening ceremonies. We would have been there. We would have welcomed you all. And we're just hoping that we can participate in some other panels. You can be tuning in to virtual NASFIC. And Brian and I will be talking, doing an interview with each other about Dune projects.
Yes, and this morning, Kevin and I put on our polo shirts so we look real formal. And we tried bow ties and things with it, but that didn't quite work. But at least we have jackets on and we look semi-formal.
All right. Well, we want to welcome you all to NASFIC, and we're sort of waving, wish we could be there. And maybe next year. We'll do it next year after the world has changed.
That would be nice. And this is an odd year too for our movie to be coming out. So we have lots of things happening, a new novel, games, comics, graphic novels, a movie, TV series in progress, lots of stuff going on. And Kevin has his own solo things going, and I have some too.
All right. Well, let's launch NASFIC. Happy opening ceremonies, and we will see you at the rest of the convention.
Okay, we'll see you later.
All right, fantastic. I'm looking forward to at least two of their panels. They look great. The next person, our artist guest of honor, Stephanie Law, only has the one panel. She's got an artist roundtable tonight at 6 o'clock in Scioto. That is to say, the virtual Scioto room. So you might want to catch up with that. She's been doing multimedia art for many years. She works with Gold Leaf. She works with she's a dancer. She does many things that are designed to display and accentuate how people move. Okay, she's very much into the dynamic movement of nature in all of its forms, including us. And she's won Best of Show at Dragon Con 2019? 2015. And she's run workshops in Tennessee. She she has many wonderful pieces out there, and you can examine more of them at her website. And in the meantime, here she is now.
Hi everyone, I am Stephanie Law. I have been an artist in the fantasy and illustration arenas for about 2 decades now. And I have to say that in all the time of doing this, in those 2 decades of making art and fantasy, this is the first time that I am not attending a convention in person for a full year. I think it's been a strange year for all of us. Just a little bit about my background. I started doing art in the past for various game companies. I used to do work for Magic the Gathering, Legend of Five Rings, Forgotten Realms, as well as a lot of other collectible card games and RPGs. I also created the Shadowscapes Tarot deck and a series of watercolor technique books called Dreamscapes. These days, I've mostly been working on my own projects, and I just finished up and sent to press a new book called Undying Tales, which is a personal project that I'm really eager to share, and it features endangered animals and creatures from around the world, alongside folklore and legends and stories about these creatures. So I'm really excited to be part of this virtual NASFIC this year. I know we were anticipating meeting in person in Ohio, but I have no doubt that these virtual panels will be equally as exciting. And I'm really looking forward to having some good discussions with my fellow creators and to meet with some of you in casual Q&A sessions where we can hang out and just talk art or anything else. So thanks for having me at this event, and I hope that we all have a lot of fun with it.
Next up on the docket is the editor guest of honor, Christopher J. Garcia. He's a bit of a polymath, writer, filmmaker. He runs festivals. He's a podcaster. He's a historian. He won a Hugo in 2015, I believe, for his podcast, Journey Planet. And he's he's much more capable of explaining his itinerary than I possibly could be. He's actually on a lot of programming this weekend, so you'll have a chance to talk to him. But here, please meet and welcome Mr. Christopher J. Garcia.
How's it going, everybody? I'm Christopher J. Garcia, your NASFIC 2020 editor guest of honor, and I'm here with. Say hi, Benji.
Hi.
Cool. We're really excited to bring you here to beautiful Boulder Creek, California. Wish we could all be together in Columbus. I know I wanted to go to the Columbus Museum of Art, but I'm so excited. We're going to get to hang out. We're going to get to chat. We're going to get to show you some fantastic, phenomenal programming. I also went a little bit rogue, and I actually put together some programming on YouTube and a podcast called, wait for it, Rogue NASFIC. That's going to have all sorts of stuff I've been doing over the past couple months with friends of mine from around here and around the world. So stay tuned for that, and I cannot wait to get to meet each and every one of you. I hope. I mean, really, it's not completely realistic, but we'll have a good time. Bye.
Next up is our science guest of honor, Mark Millis, who will be discussing all kind of cool things this weekend, like what if aliens actually did come to Earth, and testing possible star drives, things like that. And again, he's got panels at several different points, specifically on Saturday. So if you want to take a look at those, just find his little gray blurb on the webpage and see where he is in the schedule. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mark Millis.
Hi, I'm Mark Millis. In case you don't know me, I led NASA's Breakthrough Propulsion Physics project a long time ago. That dealt with looking at faster than light flight and non-rocket space drives. And on Saturday, I'll be talking about how to move from science fiction concepts into the beginning of science. And I hope you all have a good time at this event. See you later.
Next up are our fan guests of honor, Sue and Steve Francis, who were instrumental in the creation of a very cool convention of days past, RiverCon, down in Louisville. I only had the luck to go to one RiverCon, but it was very memorable. And I miss it. It was really cool. They they were responsible for that. They've become writers and have done some very nice work there. They were actually recipients of the Down Under Fan Fund and got to represent us down in Australia. That was back in 2008. And now we're going to have them here at our virtual NASFIC. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Sue and Steve Francis.
Hello, everyone. Steve and I are so happy to have been chosen to be fan guests of honor for the Columbus 2020 NASFIC. My first convention was MidwestCon 25 in 1974. Since then, I've attended 341 regional conventions, 34 WorldCons, and this is my 7th NASFIC. This is also my very first virtual convention to be active in. I am looking forward to seeing old friends again and making a few new friends. I will turn this over to Steve to say a few words.
My first contact with science fiction fandom was with the Little Men's Science Fiction Society of Berkeley, California in 1959. The first SF convention I attended was WesterCon 15 in Burlingame, California in 1963. That was 433 conventions ago. The highlight of my association with the Little Men's group was when I was fortunate enough to meet Edward E. Doc Smith in October of 1961 at one of their club meetings. My father was a longtime reader of science fiction, which started me reading it also. In later years, I've had the great pleasure of meeting many of the writers that my father loved reading. Over the years, Sue and I have been involved with the committees of many conventions, including a number of WorldCons, which has given us the opportunity of meeting and making new friends around the country and the world. We're looking forward to resuming our convention attending and seeing many of our friends again. I would like to end with the words I spoke after we received the Big Heart Award at the Millennium PhilCon in 2001. It is said that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. For Sue and I, our journey has covered many hundreds of thousands of miles and several hundred conventions. If we could go back to that first step, knowing what we know now, we would not change a single thing. Thank you very much for the singular honor that you have bestowed on us.
And last but absolutely not least, we have Mr. Eric Flint. Very few people get a convention within a convention, but Eric Flint gets one, and he deserves one for his creation of the 1632 series, which has got its own alternate timeline. Just amazing stuff if you haven't read it. He himself also is a perfectly wonderful fellow, and I'm very glad that he's here because I don't get to spend much time with him, and I'll spend whatever time I can virtually with him. He's a nice guy, brilliant conversationalist, just friendly as anything, and one of my favorite people in science fiction and one of my favorite authors. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric Flint.
Hey, I'm Eric Flint. I'm the author of a number of novels One I'm best known for is 1632, and as a publisher, I publish through Ring of Fire Press. I want to thank NASFIC for inviting me here. I enjoy NASFIC. I've been to several, and I've been to Columbus, Ohio many, many times. I attend the MarkCon quite often, and it's a city I like. I'm particularly looking forward to it because of the tribute to Mike Resnick. Mike was a good friend of mine and someone that I worked with. We co-edited Jim Bay's Universe magazine together for years, and we also co-authored a novel once. And so please look for programming for Ring of Fire throughout the convention. And thanks again for inviting me.
That Mike Resnick tribute will be, by the way, in this virtual room, the auditorium, tonight at 7 o'clock. So if you want to tune in for that, that'll be a couple of hours, and it will be remembering the man and the work. And, you know, Mike is definitely someone we all dearly miss. So, okay, I think that's actually all for my part. Get to wrap this up and head it off to the con chair. And let's see, that would be Lisa Deutsch-Harrigan, if I remember correctly. If we can get that queued up, I thank you again for your time, and I hope that you all have a wonderful time. Thank you so much for tuning into Virtual NASFIC, and let's have a great weekend together online, shall we? Take care. See you soon.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the North American Science Fiction Convention. We had planned to gather in Columbus, Ohio this weekend to celebrate our love for science fiction literature, music, art, games, media, and all the subgenres of science fiction. This year has been anything but normal, and as a result of the coronavirus pandemic, we had to cancel our in-person convention. Like many other events around the globe, we chose to pivot and offer a virtual event online. Our marvelous team of volunteers helped us transition from a face-to-face event to the virtual event you will experience this weekend. We will have concerts, a memorial, panels, demonstrations, an art show, a vendor's hall, gaming, and spaces to hang out and chat. Science fiction for me has always been about vision and moving forward. These past several months, science fiction fans have organized and carried out many online events that have been fun, inspiring, and engaging. It is my hope that this NASFIC will be that for you and for everyone that attends. Thank you to every volunteer that helped make this vision a reality. Let's get this party started.
And that would be that. Again, everyone, thank you so much for attending. Thank you so much for being here. We have so many guests. We have so many cool panels. If you check out the website, the basic website, of course, is columbus2020nasfic.org, and it's got the schedule and will tell you everything you need to know to interact with so many cool people, including yourselves. Thanks again for showing up. And as she says, let's get this party started.